Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Washington Commanders fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. You know how unpredictable the NFL can be. Just when we think we've seen everything, something shakes up the landscape, and this time, it's no different. The buzz in the NFL circles right now is about a potential blockbuster move involving one of the most promising young defensive players in the league, Greg Newsome. That's right, the Cleveland Browns, who have been quietly re-evaluating their roster for this upcoming season, are reportedly considering trading Newsome. And the team that is seemingly most interested in acquiring him? The Washington Commanders. This news has sent shockwaves through the NFC East, and for good reason. The Commanders, who have been steadily building under the guidance of head coach Dan Quinn, are looking to take a significant step forward this season. After reaching the NFC Championship last year, a feat that surprised many, considering their recent history, Washington is now focused on making that leap into serious Super Bowl contention. But to do that, they know they need to upgrade their secondary. Let's take a step back and analyze why this potential move makes so much sense. Last season, Washington's defense showed flashes of brilliance, but it was clear that their secondary was a weak link they needed to address. In the NFC Championship game against the Eagles, Jalen Hurts threw for 246 yards and a touchdown, exposing some vulnerabilities in Washington's pass defense. That game served as a wake-up call. They allowed a solid passing attack to dominate, and it highlighted the necessity for proven talent in the backfield. Now, here's where Greg Newsome comes into focus. Despite battling hamstring issues last season, Newsome has demonstrated that he's a player with enormous potential. At just 24 years old, he's still in the early stages of his career, and he's already shown flashes of being a top-tier cornerback. Over 4 seasons, he's allowed just 740 yards and 10 touchdowns, which isn't bad at all considering the league's high standards. He's also recorded 3 interceptions and 27 pass breakups, indicating his ability to make impactful plays when it counts. And let's not forget, he's capable of playing both cornerback and wide receiver, thanks to his two-way ability, which makes him even more valuable in today's NFL, where versatility is highly prized. So, why would the Browns consider trading him? Well, it's mostly about salary and roster fit. Newsome is set to earn $13.3 million on his 5th-year option, a substantial amount for a rebuilding team like Cleveland. With the Browns drafting Travis Hunter 2nd overall in the 2025 draft, a player with two-way ability who wants to play both sides of the ball, the team might decide to go in a different direction. Cleveland already has Martin Emerson and Denzel Ward, both solid players, and with Hunter on the horizon, they might not see the need to allocate that much cap space to Newsome anymore. It's a strategic move that makes sense for them, especially if they're looking to rebuild and retool their secondary with younger, more versatile pieces. But for Washington, this is a golden opportunity. Adding a player like Newsome would significantly bolster their secondary, giving them a young, talented, and versatile cornerback who can lock down receivers and make plays on the ball. His ability to play both cornerback and wide receiver could also add a layer of unpredictability to their defense, making it harder for opposing offenses to scheme against them. And considering the team's recent playoff success, with Dan Quinn's defense leading the way, the addition of someone like Newsome could be the missing piece that pushes Washington over the edge into Super Bowl contention. Now, let's talk about what the trade might look like. Reports suggest that Cleveland is asking for a 4th-round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft in exchange for Newsome. That's a relatively modest price for a player of his caliber, especially considering his age and potential. For Washington, giving up a 4th-rounder seems like a small price to pay for a player who can make an immediate impact. It's all about seizing the moment and making strategic moves to improve the roster for the upcoming season. And, of course, fans are already buzzing about the possibilities. Imagine a secondary with Newsome lining up alongside players like Emmanuel Forbes or even other emerging talents. The potential for a lockdown corner who can also contribute as a receiver on trick plays or special packages opens up a lot of creative options for Dan Quinn and the coaching staff. Plus, with the NFC East being one of the most competitive divisions in the league, adding a player like Newsome could give Washington a crucial edge, especially when facing top-tier quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott. But it's not just about this season. Washington is building a team with a long-term vision. The acquisition of Newsome fits perfectly into that plan, giving them a young cornerstone on defense who could be a key part of their secondary for years to come. His youth, combined with his proven production and versatility, makes him an attractive target for any team looking to rebuild or strengthen their secondary. Now, let's get a little more into the context of the current NFL landscape. The NFL draft is just around the corner, and teams are making strategic decisions about their rosters. Cleveland's decision to potentially trade Newsome might be driven by their draft plans, especially with a highly touted player like Travis Hunter expected to go early. It's a smart move from Cleveland, who are clearly in a rebuild mode and looking to accumulate draft capital and young talent. For Washington, though, this is a prime opportunity to snag a player who can immediately contribute and help solidify their defense. And if you think about the defensive philosophy under Dan Quinn, it's all about aggressive, smart football. Newsome's ability to make plays on the ball, combined with his experience, fits perfectly with that style. He's a player who can step into the starting lineup and make an impact from day one. Plus, his age means he's got plenty of room to develop further under Quinn's tutelage. The potential for growth is enormous, and that's what makes this kind of move so exciting for the fans. Of course, nothing is guaranteed until the trade is finalized, but the signs point toward a very real possibility. And as NFL fans, we know that the offseason is a time of shifting power, of strategic moves that can redefine a team's future. The Washington Commanders are positioning themselves to make a serious run, and acquiring a player like Greg Newsome would be a giant step in that direction. It's all about building a defense that can contain the league's best passing offenses and give their offense the opportunity to control games. Now, for all the fans out there, it's important to keep an eye on how this develops. Trades like this can sometimes be finalized at the last minute, and the ripple effects could be felt across the NFC East and the entire league. We're talking about a player who, if he joins Washington, could be the cornerstone of their secondary for years to come. Imagine the possibilities: shutdown corners, game-changing interceptions, and a secondary that makes opposing quarterbacks think twice before throwing into that side of the field. That's the kind of impact Newsome could bring. And let's not forget about the importance of the draft. While acquiring Newsome would be a huge boost, the Commanders will still need to complement that with solid draft picks and smart roster moves. Building a complete team involves a lot of puzzle pieces coming together, and Newsome could be a key piece of that puzzle. His versatility, youth, and proven talent make him a valuable asset, especially if the price remains reasonable. So, as we look ahead to the upcoming season, it's clear that the Washington Commanders are making bold moves to position themselves as serious contenders. They've already proven last year that they can compete at the highest level, and with strategic additions like Newsome, they could be setting themselves up for a deep playoff run and, who knows, maybe even a Super Bowl appearance. The NFC East is always competitive, but with a stronger secondary, the Commanders could be the team to beat. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Newsome is the piece they need to elevate their defense to the next level? Would you be happy to see him in the burgundy and gold? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Your opinions matter a lot to us and to the team. Remember, this is just the beginning. The NFL offseason is full of surprises, so stay tuned because I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and breaking news about the Washington Commanders. Whether it's trades, draft picks, or player signings, we're here to keep you informed and engaged. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Commanders.